Good morning, homesteaders. We had our first really hard freeze last night. So if I didn't do this correctly, I'm gonna have a serious problem this morning. And of course, that is insulating our water system because, as I told you before, we had to leave the water on this year because we have animals now. So we're here at the well house. I hope there's no issues in here. Ooh, I see some water leakage. That is not a good deal. We've got some water leaking. I don't know where from. Potentially right at the wellhead itself. Hope it's not the tank or anything down here. We'll have to investigate that later, but it's not that much. We've got things insulated in here pretty well, so I think we should be okay. That water leakage is weird. Maybe it's a hairline crack, not sure. I did forget to turn on this little light bulb last night, which keeps it warm in here. Warm enough anyway. But let's go check the rest of the system. This is one of our irrigation spigots that's underneath this bucket right here. That's what we did. We just put a bucket over it to insulate it, and we actually wrapped the entire thing in bubble wrap. It's not wet around here, so that's a good sign. And I don't hear any water squirting and hitting the bucket or hitting anything, any of the insulation in there. So that is a really fantastic sign. But we've got 11 of these to check. So keep your fingers crossed. I hope this is the trend for the property and that I did things right. Or else I'm going to have a water line repair to do this morning. So here's the one by the barn. We just had this coat over it and we've got it wrapped in fiberglass here. You know, it's a tiny bit wet, but I'm not sure if that's condensation or not. Hopefully that's not a problem. All right, here we go. It looks like I did a good job. At least inside the barn, everything's dry. So that's a good thing. We've got our brand new water line that we teed off for the chickens, and we've run it all the way over here onto through the barn along the ceiling, and it comes down right there to go out to the chicken coop, which is just beyond the door. So I don't see any water anywhere here in the barn. That's fantastic. We've got our fodder system right here, and I don't think that would freeze at all. It's warming up quite quickly outside, but the barn is insulated. So I'm so thankful that this barn is insulated. It at least keeps it from having a really crazy freeze inside. Sorry for the light. I'm going in and out here. All right, let's go check the hose actually that feeds the chickens. I don't hear any water running. So that is a really great thing. We're gonna check these girls. I forgot actually. Ooh, sorry for the light again. Ooh, this thing is having a hard time adjusting. So it looks like our hose that runs from the inside of the barn out and feeds the automatic chicken water here is fine. Hi girls, good morning. What's going on? Hi, you warm enough? I think you are. Probably be doing a video on keeping your chickens warm in the wintertime, or if you actually need to keep your chickens warm during the wintertime. But everything looks good out here. I meant to run a fish tank, a fish aquarium heater into their bucket. I haven't done that yet, and I should have done that, but hey, I didn't do it. What are you gonna do? All right, let's go check some of these other ones, and let's take a look at the damage in the garden. I know my kales and collards are gonna be fine in the Swiss chard, but I think everything else is probably gonna be done for. All right, I don't hear any water going on this one. This is one of the first ones we made to protect our water line right there, and it looks to be all right. We just got some simple 3/4 inch white foam board stuck on the inside and with a top on, and that's enough to keep the frost off and keep things from freezing. We did that all over the place, so I'm gonna check them all, but let me go in the garden here first because we just put in our freeze-proof hydrant. If you didn't see that video, go check up at the top link on the card and see how we install a freeze-proof or frost-proof hydrant for your garden. Really, really important to have on your property, on your homestead, if you've got to have winter or gotta have water in the winter on your property. Everything looks good here. There's still water in the line, but I left the lines open, so the hydrant's good. Nothing's cracked. It doesn't look like anything's got a problem. Our little irrigation lines are not drained, but they have drippers. So if it freezes in those irrigation lines, it can just push the water straight out of them. So that's a good thing. Ooh, the peppers finally died. The peppers died. The girls are gonna be so sad. Are you girls sad? The peppers are done. We still got a lot in the refrigerator, but they are done, folks. Yeah. That finally got them. These peppers have been fantastic all season. These are the, oh man. Oh, and yep, there we go. You got the eggplant too. Luckily, I harvested the eggplant yesterday, or at least the few remaining that were on there. And of course, the summer squash finally bit it last night in the freeze. That thing looks terrible. Oh, here they are. I'm so disappointed because it was so much fun having these summer squash come up as volunteers from our compost pile, and they produce so much. I'm never planting summer squash in the spring again. I'm gonna plant it in the fall because the bug pressure is just way too high. So they finally bit it. They're done. I don't think they're gonna make it back from that nasty freeze last night. Like I said, it was between 20 and 25. We actually had a volunteer tomatillo come up in this bed right there from our compost pile, of course, and that obviously didn't survive either. And of course, thankfully, we picked our sweet potatoes the other day, because look at that damage. Those are completely destroyed and done. We've still got frost on the ground right here because we're behind the trees. You can see the frost is still all over that dirt I just put in the garden last night. We're going to continue that video later today, but I'm getting this new dirt in this new garden bed, this big garden bed that we made here. But as you can see, it's still frosty, partially because that sun up there did not come through. And oh no, for my Asian friends, all my watchers in Asia, all my Filipino friends, I don't remember, I don't know the names of the vegetables that we were given from our Filipino friends, but those are all gone, obviously. They were tropical. They didn't mind the temperatures down into the 40s, which is really cool. But of course, the hard freeze killed them all. You know, actually, our Swiss chard took a little bit of a hit last night. Ooh, look at that. That was a serious freeze, but I think it'll be all right. Of course, the collard greens do not care. Hot or cold, if you're looking for the hardiest vegetable that you can possibly plant, it is collard greens. Collard greens do not care about the heat. They don't care about the cold. They don't care about freezing. They don't care about baking in the sun. They rock and roll. Now, it looks like the Chinese cabbage, it took a little bit of a little hit too, kind of like the Swiss chard. Doesn't look like it's feeling too good. And the broccoli right there and the rapini. But they will be fine, I'm sure. They'll bounce back. And of course, carrots do not care either. Carrots are fine. Look at all the carrots here, no problem. But, our beets beets don't look very good. That's an issue because they haven't grown that big yet. So, hey, what are you going to do? Let's check the greenhouse and see how things are doing. I'm not 100% sure how things weathered out here. Boy, the peppers don't look good. Yeesh. All right. So let's get in here.
Let's see what happened last night.
Let's see what happened last night.
It was about 40 degrees in here.
No, it was not about 40. It was about 30. And it looks as though...
Plants have survived.
It looks as though... Ooh, there's a little bit of... There was some new growth on the... one of the... This is a lime.
Can I pick it?
No, you can't pick it.
Ooh, look at that.
Oh, we even had some flowers on this lime tree here.
Ooh, it's hot.
It looks all right.
I'm getting out of here because it's so hot.
Okay.
It's so hot.
It's 67 in here right now, so that's feeling good. But the peppers don't look happy either. These are the peppers I'm trying to overwinter here in the greenhouse. And I've got some peppers overwintering in the house, as you saw. So it's kind of, we're trying to do a balance and figure out where really is the best place to overwinter those pepper plants, whether in this greenhouse or not. However, we are going to have that new greenhouse. Hopefully, it'll probably come in January at some point, and that'll be good. We'll get that up. We'll do a whole series on how I'm putting up this greenhouse for y'all. So as I was saying, we'll do a whole series on putting up this new greenhouse for y'all, and we're gonna see if that helps us out, because this greenhouse is cool. It's going to be the same one or similar. It's from the same company anyway, that Living Traditions Homestead got theirs at, and Pete B Homestead got his at, and they had free shipping on Cyber Monday. So I could not pass that up, because shipping freight on that greenhouse is like, I think came out to $450. So that is free shipping, 450 bucks. Yeah, I'll take that all day long. All right, here is another one. Let's see how this one fared. Oh, my glue job on the styrofoam did not work. Well, no water. This is actually the one that that I had to repair 2 years ago because it froze. And it was squirting water about 15 feet in the air. There's a lot of pressure left in the line, and that one froze. So I didn't want to turn it off this year, and I didn't want to also have frozen lines. So it looks like, and that one is in the shade. So I'm really thankful. That one is in the shade, so it's still not getting morning sun directly on it, maybe a tiny bit, because these pine trees are so tall on the east side of the property. But here, another one that's in the shade. I don't even think I glued this one on. Look at that. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. No water anywhere. Of course, it's so important to winterize your homestead, because you don't know when that weather is going to change, and it changed like that. Super, super fast. It looks like this fig, there's a tiny bit of damage here on the end, but we've got our wrapped fig tree here for the winter time. Go watch that video if you don't know how to winterize your fig trees. We don't really need to do it here with some of the varieties we have, but we do it. We're doing it anyway. Look at these. This one still has figs hanging out on it, but they're not good to eat anymore, unfortunately. What you want? What do you want?
He's like a horse around the yard.
Is it like running around like a horse?
Mm-hmm. He just goes.
Yeah, he's pretty crazy, running around like.
Hey, you come back.
Now this one's going to be crucial. This is where the dog drinks from. He's got his automatic drinker here. It's behind the house, so it's almost always in the shade. And look, okay, here we go. He's drinking from it. He's drinking from it. So that means that it didn't freeze. Awesome. Awesome. We've got our bucket here. We had to cut this hole out of the side to have his little automatic drinker come out. You can see there's actually ice right there.
Wow.
And we've got this heat tape that I did not plug in, and I should have, but it didn't seem to have an issue. So great. If I don't have to use that little heater tape thing, that will be fantastic. Oh, hey, look, Ariel, there's ice over here on the little kiddie pool. There's some ice right there.
Oh, and ice here.
Look, Addie. Look, there's ice.
Isa! Isa! Oh, yeah. It's like
Oh, wow, look at that.
Whoa!
Look at Addie's piece. Wow.
Look at my piece.
Yeah. Your hands are going to feel nice and cold. And oh, you broke it. All right, I'm so happy about that. That did not freeze because that dog needs water. The cats need water. They actually drink from that too, which is really cool. This one, oh, my little tape system in there didn't work. I'm actually not going to open that one up. This one is a big series of pipes. The ground looks a little wet, so I don't know about that. I'm going to leave it alone for now. I'm going to leave it alone for now. Maybe that's just from the frost, condensation in the air, and all that. I don't hear any water running in there, but yeah, I'm going to leave that one alone until I figure out what's going on, see if my system is running. Although, you heard I was in the well house and the pump isn't running, so that's good. If there was a leak somewhere, that pump would be constantly running. So check this out. In East Texas, we can grow bananas, but they don't fruit because they just die off every winter, and you can see the bananas died. Unfortunately, they always die back. I'm going to try this year to pluck up a little banana from the base here because they shoot out little banana plants everywhere. I'm going to pluck up one of those. I'm going to put it in a big pot. I'm going to put it in the new greenhouse when I get that. But as you can see, they always die back every winter. Maybe someday I will build something around these banana trees and attach it to the house, some sort of greenhouse structure where I can utilize the heat from the house to keep these things warm and maybe get some bananas. I don't know. That's really not high on the priority list. So as you can see, the construction fencing is still up on the deck. I still haven't gotten that done. And you can see, if you can see on the back of the house, the protective plastic adhesive film for the windows, because I was painting the back of the house and now it's cold, so paint doesn't do well in the extreme cold. But I got to continue to do that. I've got a decent amount done on the rest of the house for the painting, but there are so many projects that I don't show you because they're like that. Who wants to see me paint a house? Who wants to see me work on the deck? I don't know. I wouldn't want to see me do that, but maybe you do. Maybe I'll put them on, but there are tons of jobs that if I don't do now, the wife's gonna kill me. She wants these things done. I'm always doing like projects for the channel that I think you would enjoy, like in the garden or in the barn or with the chickens or something like that, and I neglect to do the other stuff that you really need to do on the homestead. So yeah, maybe I will do that. I gotta redo our bathroom. I gotta redo our shower. I'm gonna talk about that on the other video today. I gotta redo the shower. So, because the shower pan cracked. That sucks. It sucks because I am not a shower expert, but I have been studying and studying and studying and studying how to do tile properly. There's a great channel called Tile Coach, and I study everything that other people do incorrectly, and he presents on his channel everything that other contractors do incorrectly. So I've studied and studied and studied, and hopefully I'm going to take all that knowledge about what he said that was done incorrectly and then apply it and not do those things, and then I will have a perfectly sealed shower, because showers, building tile showers, is like an art form. If you don't do it correctly, you can have serious problems in your house. So we got that coming up on the channel. Anyway, glad you walked around with us this morning. I'm so thankful that I didn't see any squirting water anywhere from our nasty freeze last night. We got a lot going on, and we're going to take you along for the ride. We love you. See you on the next video. Bye.